Okay, we're live
Quality
now.
content. Quality content. We are
Ha-
professionals, by the way.
Hello and
Prof-
welcome everyone to Frankly I Don't Give a Fuck and to our Vampire the Masquerade session, The Highborn Thief, with our DM, M.
Thank you. Um, so we are playing the fifth edition, and some sorts of earlier materials and editions mixed in. We have some familiar faces here. Everybody say hi.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
This is an 18 plus segment. Viewer discretion is advised. This is not for the faint of heart, and we are not playing heroes in this campaign. And each character here is a monster in their own rights. There could be mentions of blood, injuries, modern weapons, violence, and some graphic content. This is a game about monsters, but we will not be using this as an excuse to be monsters ourselves. Portions of the material are copyrighted and trademarked by Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights are reserved, and for more information, please visit their website, worldofdarkness.com. Consent is very important to me and my players. We are using the white card system. There are certain topics that are off limits. If there's any time a player feels uncomfortable, they raise a white handkerchief, a white index card, and this includes you, audience, as well. Please mute your your headphones, and we will let you know when that encounter is over in the chat, and we'll hand wave you so you know when to come back. We'll be fading to black when these triggers come into place, and this is just to keep you and us safe. We're sticking to core rules. There's a lot of D&D players here, but we will be slowly incorporating more Vampire the Masquerade rules as we go, and you might notice that we might not do something right the first time around, and that's because we are all new to Vampires the Masquerade to different degrees, and we will go over them after the session is done. So we do have a little bit of homebrew. We do have inspiration points, like in D&D. They stack, and you can re-roll failed dice. Critical failures cost 2 inspiration points, though. And then backstories, we have bonus points for minor and for key points that you can get skill points or an attribute point for. Grim has earned a skill point, a minor skill point so far. So let's move on to our characters. Players, tell us a little bit about your character. Let's start with Daniel, DM of our Thursday Night Legion, 8 p.m. Eastern, also starring as Floki in our Mystery Oops campaign, creator and host of Something Wicked every other Sunday at 1 p.m., and narrator of A Sip of Zenaris, which is returning soon.
Well, the first the first character I play is the Pope Innocente. He's very stylish, as you can tell. Don't look at the tag. And he likes to wear very big, large, retro Italian glasses, which are actually glasses I wear all the time. But when I am not the Pope, I am also Wagner, Nosferatu. I was not the most pleasant of men for a long time and made some mistakes. Perhaps got to the wrong group of people. Thought I was too pretty for my own liking, and then I became this. But Wagner's very good at making Scheiße into gold. So he started staying in the movies and he became part of the Nosferatu. You know, that one good movie that started all those other vampire movies? Not the Dracula crap. That's a whole different thing. But because of that, he's not held in high regard in vampire communities because he didn't go by the masquerade. But anyways, he spends most of his time with his rats, and he's looking for leading lady. Right now, it's Bridget, his main rat, who we are going through Les Miserables. She is not a very good jock, so we're having John Paul. So we're kind of having issues with it. Shh. I'm not saying that you're bad, Bridget, but your accent is not proper when you are doing it. You need to be able to carry when you go to sing. Anyways, that's me in a nutshell. I still love you very much.
Melanie, who stars in Legion and plays the amazing hero Alani, and I said it right this time. And starring also in Mystery Oops campaign as Eliwick, who gets whatever the fuck she wants. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, I play Vesta, who is a nun. She's a nunja, a
Anja.
badass nun.
Nunja.
She works with His Grace and at the Vatican, and she trains all the new hunters.
Excellent.
I also play Vittoria, the fairy who rather liked that Dracula movie because it was hilarious and it caused quite a stir among the vampires. They were so pissed off.
I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was more of a classical movie, but that's besides the point. But thank you, anyways.
uh,
Their anger over such a trivial thing amused me.
Me too.
we have Francisco, creator of the B-List and Matanzo Speak, both returning soon, starring as Wilbur in Legion and voicing Gibson in the Mystery Oops campaign, and co-host of Watch Us Die.
Hi everybody. So tonight I will be playing kind of a pseudo NPC in The Prince of Milan. Who he is, well, that'll be revealed eventually. And but when the main story kicks off, I will be Arthur Folk, Private Eye, Nosferatu,
Excellent.
Cigar Aficionado.
Grim, co-host of Watch Us Die and regaler of local Florida man stories. Tell us a little bit about your character
And local stories.
and local stories.
I just blinked. Oh, my great start. My character is Felix. He is a spy and a specialist for the Germans during the war. When he saw things were not going their way, he flipped sides and changed his narrative in hopes to serve another, perhaps.
Excellent. And he is in great danger.
It's all according to plan. Can't prove otherwise.
We have Miguel. He is the DM of our Tuesday night Discord's exclusive D&D Legion Let's Play Oops campaign. And that will be changing days soon. But if you're interested, keep an eye on our Discord to figure out what day we'll be playing so you can listen along. Also starring as Elephas in our Legion campaign, creator of the host of Teal Wall Plays and co-host of Watch Us Die. And he will be DMing the last Thursday of this month. He has prepared a Haunted Halloween D&D one-off special. So join our Discord if you're interested in playing. Then let's hear a little about your wonderful character.
I don't even know where to start. A long time ago, I was a Viking, and I've continued battling ever since. Now, I'm a professional wrestler who keeps kayfabe very close. He plays it very close to his chest.
Fair.
There's no greater kayfabe than the Masquerade.
Good point.
We have a couple of players that are not with us today. We have Pat Tunas, so he will be premiering for the first time here on Frankly I Don't Give a Fork, and Jacoboyo. They should be coming back soon. We have some internet connections and some microphone issues that we've got to get squared away. But they'll be back as soon as we get that squared away. And I just want to thank our audience for being here because we can't do this without you. But without further ado, let's get on to the game. So last session, if we can remember, we are in the Vatican. Felix has attempted to hide the book successfully so far, and tried to hide himself into the training room where Vesta has found him. Vesta essentially cuffed herself to his wrist and dragged him off to be questioned, shall we say, by the Pope and his Pat Tunis's character, the Archbishop.
It sounds kinky, but it really wasn't.
It was not.
There's so many individuals in that session.
It depends on who you ask. But
and we had our first torture scene last session, so yay.
Oh
Only
my.
took 2 sessions to get that.
only two.
Oh,
Yes.
and I was so able to play dumb so well that I convinced the Pope that I'm just an idiotic patsy.
Yep, the Pope called down on a higher power. Now this was technically not Vampire Masquerade-ish, but it was such a great idea. We ran with it.
I'm
He
just like,
compelled truth, and Felix was able to fight it off.
just about telling him his Grace war crimes and such. It's like, yes,
And
this is what it's like.
and then when the torturing was continuing and Vesta was off to find Thomas the boy to question others, who's a gifted mage hunter, someone broke in and tossed in it was not a flash grenade, it was just a smoke grenade. That's right. And the poor bishop is dying out on the floor, possibly. As they were trying to escape, they were met face to face with Vesta and Thomas.
Oh, we also learned that our storyteller is not the best with human anatomy.
Yes, this is very
'Cause-
true.
They
What
thought
did you
that
do?
3 inches was not a lethal amount when it came to cutting someone's throat.
It's a big throat, okay?
I don't remember how much of that conversation was actually on air or not, but
I feel
A
like
lot of-
all of it
Maybe
was.
All of it was.
Was
The
it?
two
Okay.
myself were like, wait a
Too much.
second.
Too much of it. We know what the woman was trying to say.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe his neck is freakishly large.
Exactly, Grim.
It's just all
Very
muscle and fat.
Yeah.
He just has a giant gobbly neck.
You got very, very lucky.
There is no neck, it's just chin and
Oh, lovely. So,
So much fat.
Melanie, I
Like a
sent
bull
you a
frog.
link in the Discord. That gives you all of Vesta's information. So I thought that would be helpful towards you.
You did. I'm sorry. I definitely.
How dare you not look at it while trying to get everything prepared for a move? I mean, the audacity.
I am a diligent, good player who always
Good
does everything
noodle.
that she should.
Okay.
Was she about to talk to me after confronting me, or was I about to talk to her?
So
just yes.
Combat works a little bit differently in Vampire the Masquerade.
Because it wasn't necessarily going to be combat, depending how it went.
Conversation is considered combat, actually.
Oh yeah.
So,
Don't speak too soon.
so it's not like other tabletop RPGs where you have initiative, you have an action, you have a movement, you have a bonus and a reaction. Here, you have your initiative, yes. The higher you get, the last you go. And you can interject at any moment on anyone else lower than you. So let's say an NPC is rolled really low and you rolled high, and he's about to step through the door. You can be like, wait, storyteller, I put down a trap right at the door where he's about to walk in, and then his turn continues. So you're able, you have more time to think about things and react. Yes, Melanie.
If you do that, if I roll higher, that exact example. Does that use the person's turn when they lay the trap, or do they still get their turn later?
Oh, that's your turn when you use it.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's also things like if you want to attack someone, it isn't you attack and to see if it hits. You both attack against each other, or defend. One attacks, one defends, and whoever rolls higher is the one that is successful. And then let's say you roll 5 successes, but you only need 3 to attack. That means you did 2 damage. So most things, it's very more streamlined this way, but it can be very confusing if you're used to other tabletop RPGs. So if you have any questions, we're going to basically kind of just rule of cool this. This is our first combat. It's the background story, but just to give you a little heads up. Cross his fingers.
Oh boy.
Sometimes play is the best teacher.
Yes. Okay. So Melanie, Vesta, you see Felix walking out of the door and a man with a gas mask on in uniform.
Okay. That
Yes, he's in
answers
uniform.
my first question. He's got a gas mask on, so I can't see his face at all, I'm assuming.
Correct.
What kind of uniform is he wearing?
He's wearing the uniform that the Vatican security would wear.
Okay. So
That
could be
mother.
his. He could have stolen.
It could be. If you would you like me to roll for you now, or would you like to roll?
I can roll.
Sure. If you could actually roll, let's do intelligence and insight, which you're fantastic at that.
Okay. So I need 3 of those. And sorry, this is the first time I've looked at this character sheet. Once again because I'm the best player, and so I'm still learning
Always
what
prepared.
is. I'm always prepared. Okay.
Aren't we all?
I just know Sortumi on the map.
Yes, that's your
I
little
don't-
mini me with you.
Oh,
I
I
don't
think out
see
small.
insight on here.
Insight is
Oh, that's right. I had to convert it. And let's see, where is it? Investigation. Use that one.
Okay. I do see investigation. All right. I love the sound of dice rolling on a wood
That
table.
was a lot of dice. Holy shit.
Okay, so that one.
Gotta get dice
that one.
for Thomas.
That. Okay. And now I'm gonna load up my cheat sheet and see how well I did that from memory. Okay, so 6 through 9 is a success,
Correct.
and a 1 through 5 is failure.
Correct. And
I have
a
1 failure, and a 10 is a crit, right?
correct.
Or 2 10s.
So you have two 10. Yeah, it
So-
counts as 2 points. But if you have two 10s,
Right.
that counts as 6 points.
Right. So I have 1 failure
Okay.
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Sure. You're definitely able to. What? I'm so sorry. What were we inciting? We were trying to tell whether or not.
if the uniform is legit or if he might.
Thank you. Thank you. You see that it fits him perfectly. It's not a size too big, not a size too small. It fits him like it was made for him. Felix, you see
Well.
Vesta just staring you guys up and down.
I say, back. I just say, you best hurry. There's a bit. You see, there's a bit of a scuffle back there, and it's the Archbishop, right? To be clear, to remember.
Yes.
The Archbishop may or may not be bleeding out on the floor. I tried to make it non-lethal, but in scuffles it can never be a guarantee.
I feel like he would roll for this.
Subterfuge.
Yeah, no, you are not even attempting to lie. Like, I feel like Thomas.
Technically, I was lying because I purposefully aimed for his neck. If you remember.
This is true. But you followed up by, I try not to do too bad, but you can't be too careful in battle. You definitely got the point across that you have attacked the Archbishop.
I was mostly trying to make it sound like his condition is much worse than the act may or may not be, because I don't know how bad act is. I just stabbed him and booked it.
Okay, if you don't know how bad it was, give me.
Like I saw he was bleeding, and that was it.
Give me manipulation and subterfuge.
Oh boy!
You stabbed his neck, and you saw that he was bleeding. So.
Well, also it's kind of a gassy room. Gas grenades do that.
I mean,
Smoke grenades do that.
Honestly, you said this at the very end of last session, and I immediately knew what Vesta's response is. I just had to take a minute to figure out how it's gonna work.
What do I need to meet or beat?
You need to be a 6. I'm gonna say.
I got a 7.
You know that there was a scuffle. Thomas, you see audibly let out like a little shudder next to you. He is extremely disturbed by the news.
If I notice, Thomas also add in, do not worry. It's against the rule. It's against on my honor, I do not harm children. Professionals
Good
have
to know.
standards, and that is below mine.
To Thomas, I say, I'll take one, you take the other.
He looks up at
And-
you, and he kind of looks nervously at them.
Is it really necessary to involve a child in the...
You won't
This
hurt a
is the path.
child?
This is the path he's chosen.
Yo.
It's time for him to learn that this is what needs done.
Okay.
You attacked the Archbishop, and you will answer for it.
Question for you, Grim. In the morning, they serve milk, porridge, water, bread. Do you eat everything in the mornings?
With
What a
Like, this is
terrifying
trick
question.
just like-
That is a terrifying question.
probably not being... I'll probably just stick to bread and water to keep it simple, because that's why... Maybe some porridge, because that, like, trying to stick to the idea of, like, I'm training, and, like, maybe this is what the monks in the stories did.
So you
I did
opt
not
out
tou-
of the milk, but you drink the
Yes.
water. Okay, that's
Like,
fine.
if I got the milk, and, like, if Thomas or someone wanted it, I would have offered it to him instead of as limited. If that's what you're getting at.
God.
Alright, is this persuading Thomas, or am I being poisoned?
Yes.
You need to be a 12.
For what?
Jesus.
You're going to need to
Like, what
roll.
do I roll?
You're going to need to roll composure, and you're going to need to roll streetwise. I'll allow you to have streetwise.
But subterfuge is so much higher. I only have 4 dice to roll. Unless I can't roll 10. Wait, that'd be like what, 3 10s I need to pass this? Oh man. Hey, actually did get 3. I got.
So that's
just-
6 and that's 8. So you did not beat it.
I did. I know.
So
I did get 3 10 actually. If I re-roll the last one, get a 10.
you can only reroll failures.
One of them did fail.
Oh, then go right ahead.
Actually, no, that one that failed. Nope, that got worse.
So as you are
Wait.
yes.
Where's go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So as you're standing there, you feel your muscles beginning to cramp up. You feel your stomach being turning over in your stomach. Give me a intelligence and insight or investigation. I'll allow you to have either one because it's happening to you.
I presume this is Thomas, but I do not know. That's where I've been poisoned. What do I need
You
to beat?
can see he has put his hand out towards you, like pointing a finger at you as you feel this.
What do I need to beat?
Just a 3.
Thomas is pointing at Felix.
Yes.
I got a 5.
Okay.
You know that he is using magic against you. He is shaping liquid.
But this is the even. Wait, what time of day is this again?
I
guess it'd still be in my body either way. I'm just kind of curious. I'm like,
have you
come to
been
think-
dehydrating yourself?
I've been running around and such, if you remember, and like sparring.
Yes, but you're never out of water. Milk you would have been out of.
I never said it was a good place.
I mean, your body is what,
90
80% water?
Yeah, something ridiculously high in water.
This is like blood bending.
Yes,
There's
it
enough
is.
water in your body.
So you feel yourself cramping up. You're going to have to resist this again next turn.
I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Vesta has her dagger out.
Mm-hmm.
She points it at the one with the gas mask and says, "Remove your mask and come willingly."
How would he respond? You see him, like, reach back behind his back. He doesn't do anything yet, but he's holding his position.
I'm trying to think. What other weapons would I have on me? Would it be reasonable to say that I have more than one dagger?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I want to throw my dagger at him.
Absolutely. Roll me. Let's see. We're gonna do strength, and we're gonna do dexterity. Dexterity, actually, not strength. Dexterity and melee. Oh, is there one that's better for
No, I would
No.
argue melee.
melee? Yeah.
It'd be melee or most likely in this case, because melee just is anything that doesn't go boom, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good sure should not firearms.
Yeah.
My God, she has ballistic knives.
Oh God.
She is a Soviet spy. All
With how
this
close you're gonna
entire-
be, you're gonna need a 2.
I don't see melee. I see brawl.
Oh, damn it. We have the old, that's right. We have the old one for you. I'm sorry. This is from Mage the
Should be
Hunter the
weaponry?
Vigil. Yeah, weaponry is on there, which you have 1 point in.
Oh, yes, I see that. Okay.
So you'll need a 2.
That's a 10. Okay,
Oh,
so I
good.
got a 10, but I got 2 failures.
So that does not matter
you
at
know,
all. So, what?
Hmm?
That doesn't matter at all that you got failures. You got 10, you needed 2. That means you do 8 points of damage.
Well, I'm sorry, I rolled a 10. I have one.
Oh, I see.
I rolled a 10. I have 3 die.
Okay.
I rolled a 10 and a 2 and a 4.
Okay.
I want to use.
That's 2 points of damage. That's 2 right there. So you hit him.
Oh, okay.
If you want to do extra damage, you can re-roll inspiration.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll re-roll 1.
Okay.
I think I have 3 left.
I believe so.
So I'll re-roll 1.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 10. So
Ooh. So that actually is 6 points of damage that you have there.
that makes it a critical, right?
Yep. So that's 4 points of damage that you do. And
Awesome.
with damage, so there's 2 types of damage that we should go over. There is the
Aggravated?
aggravated, and then there is the, oh my god, what is the other one? The
I think it's just
lethal, or not the lethal one.
I forget what it's called.
I forget what it's called. There's aggravated, and there's the more dangerous ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. Aggravated, any kind of hunter or vampire or mage, supernatural creature takes half. So with that being said, he'll be taking 4 points of damage.
He'll be taking 4 points out of 4.
Oh, sorry, he had 4 points, so he'll be taking 2 points of damage. Because it is aggravated.
Right.
And he is not completely human. You would notice this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that he can step in a church and it's full daylight outside,
Yes.
right? Can vampires step in churches?
Depending how old they are. The older they are, yes.
Okay, so this is either a very old vampire or it's a ghoul.
Correct.
I suppose could be some other manner of beastie. Most fae can't step into churches, depending, but werewolves can, can't they?
Correct. And so can Prometheans.
Right. I forget about Prometheans.
Okay. So the guy is going to take that points of damage. You see him pull
Take out my other dagger.
Oh, absolutely.
If I can, I take out my other dagger so I'm not left without a weapon.
Absolutely. You see him pull out a gun. It has a silencer on it, but it really doesn't do anything to silence because silencers. But you see him pull it out and direct it directly at the child.
I speak or during this point or no?
Oh yeah,
Like,
you
or am
can
I too much
you
pain?
can speak.
I just clear at him. It's like, not the child. Well, I just say not the child.
What are you going to do other than that? Would you like to try to get out of this? It's going to
Well,
be
yes.
sure. I'm going to
Oh.
need a resolve, and I'm going to need an either resolve or strength and athletics.
Well, resolve and strength are exactly the same for me. What do
Fair.
I need to meet your beat?
You're going to need just a 3.
Nope, not today. I got 3 failures.
You can still move around and do stuff. It's not completely like hold person like in D&D. You're just restricted by your movements.
I purposefully step, like, blocking his view to the child, but not to Vesta, to prove my point. Like, to prove my point.
Fair. So there is no real turn economy here. So I see you guys kind of stopping and going and letting you guys can just interject whenever you want.
I say.
I guess that's part of it. I'm so used to
Yeah.
having a strict.
No, I get that. I get that.
Okay. Well, I mean, Vesta's going to try to attack this guy.
Do it.
And if I
Just
see,
go straight on and like stab him in the neck or something.
how far? Go ahead.
He's going
whatever fleshy bits that she can see.
He's going to try to counter this by blocking and by stepping out of the way. So he's going to roll dexterity and athletics.
Okay. What am I rolling?
You're going to be rolling weaponry and dexterity.
Okay. I got 2 successes and a failure.
He beat you by 1. So as he steps out of the way, almost dancing out of the way, you see him pull his gun towards you, almost as if he's listening to Felix.
I guess at this point I would say Thomas is the child to be double checked, right?
Yes.
Like triple check at this point. It's like, Thomas.
He looks at you.
As I said before, I mean you no harm. I was on a mission. I was here to see if the communists or Soviet powers have had any influence in the Vatican.
Manipulation
It's very important.
And subterfuge.
It's like, it is very important I find this out for the greater good.
Oh, don't bother. He failed. Completely failed.
And by that, you attack the Archbishop.
For the greater
and
good.
you steal into His Grace's office.
As we have determined, I was not near his office at the time.
You lie.
He kind of looks up at Vesta and he kind of looks at Felix.
I keep trying to attack the gas mask guy.
Keep rolling that.
I guess, yeah. In response, if he tries attacking him, I would draw my dagger or knife and try attacking her.
Sure, absolutely.
I only got one success that time.
You got a 2.
Are other guards coming?
They will be. Yes. I don't think has anyone shouted for guards.
No, I did.
Oh,
He's
you
eminent shouted for guards.
That's right. That's right.
We discussed that they heard the grenade.
That is right.
Smoke grenade. Yeah.
That is right.
Which is the same thing I heard.
That is right. Absolutely. We're gonna retcon and say that you hear boots running. They're right around the corner.
Actually, when I mention that to Thomas, is he still using his magic or whatever on me? Is he lessened it due to his uncertainty?
I'm gonna say yes, since he had a critical failure all the way across.
Oh boy. First closest exit.
I want to move to block.
I'm gonna just book it towards the exit, and if someone gets in my way, like Vesta, I'm gonna stab her.
Sure. You know that the gas mask guy said that he had to get to the library, the secret library, right here.
I book it to the library, and if Vesta gets in my way, I basically try hamstringing her.
Okay, I'm going to need opposing rolls. I'm going to need a strength and a brawl, and I'm going to need a weaponry and a dexterity.
Wait, I mean, mean melee for me, right? Because I'm
Yes.
using a dagger. Okay, I'm like, wait a second.
Oh, you're using a dagger than melee, yes.
Yeah.
Different edition too.
Different editions, man. Daniel, are you doing
I got
anything?
A crit and 2 successes.
As that's happening, you mentioned that we have creatures here, correct?
Oh god, yes. You have
Vampires and fae.
werewolves and true fae.
Oh, werewolves.
Oh,
Oh no.
about that,
Yes.
he's going to speedily begin to make his way to where the werewolves are.
You can actually control all of that from your office.
He's going to push a communication button. Bono,
Yes,
this is
yes,
His
Your Honor.
Eminence Innocente.
Yes, Your Honor.
We have intruders inside of the Vatican.
Is it
Um,
time, sir?
All of them,
All of them.
please.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
If it moves on 2 legs, I would like it out.
Even the fae, Your Honor.
He's gonna look up to the sky real quick for a second. Forgive me.
That's blaming.
I said everyone. Did I not?
Even the mutations.
You're surrounded by
Are you gonna
idiots.
keep adding shit to it? Like
He
everything.
sounds for
Even the
He sounds for a
Kraken?
second.
Everything.
Even the Kraken? Yes, release the Kraken!
Even the giraffes.
Hold.
I said 2 legs, damn it.
Let us not create a war zone. Let loose the werewolves.
Inspiration point. Thank you so much for not releasing everything, Daniel.
And as he
And
goes
that's
to
how
go,
the Vatican
is there
exploded.
a main werewolf
Um,
that they have?
sure,
later,
sure.
He goes to have it communicated inside of the cell. Can you hear me?
What?
What if I offered you freedom?
Ha! You've offered that before.
What if I can deliver it today? Do you not hear the alarms?
Go on.
Felix.
Who the fuck is
Fine.
Felix?
He should be with someone, perhaps. I'm not sure what they are. They have acquired something of mine. Get it back. In its entirety.
If I kill someone else that I think is Felix,
If you kill someone else that you think is Felix, then we have a problem.
fuck, fine.
Think of it this way. Find the one that the nun is hunting down. You'll be able to figure it out quickly.
Ugh. Let me out.
Say please. In el nombre de Padre. And he goes in here and he clicks the button. And he will say to himself, God forgive me for what I'm about to do. And he clicks the button. And as he does, he clicks all the other cages of every other werewolf that's inside of this facility.
Miguel, since you are a gangrel, would you be willing to play my werewolves?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, so we're not doing the true phase, just the werewolves to be correct, right?
Just the werewolves.
Okay.
I need hounds to find
And we
this.
all died.
I need hounds to find the fox in my hen house.
The
Find
fucks?
them.
We're gonna get a dog. Here we go. You're a cute little dog. Don't be deceived. Bork, bork.
Bork.
That
Oh.
dog is huge.
Where is the dog on the map? I can't find. Oh, there's. I'm calling him
Controlled
Bruno.
by all players.
Innocente will begin to leave his office now.
Okay.
He's going to go and pick up a gun, if possible, from inside of his desk.
Not a problem.
He'll walk outside to any guards that are around.
Mm-hmm.
Encircle me. And
They
he's going to begin to make his way down to where he thinks that actually to where the archbishop should have been.
yes.
He hasn't heard anything.
Correct.
So he'll begin to make his way down there.
Excellent. With that, we're gonna say that guards are coming around the corner. Vesta and Felix, you had opposing roles.
Mm-hmm.
What were they?
What did I roll?
Yes.
Oh, I rolled. What was it? What did I say?
You said
three-
it was
I had a crit
crit
and
and
2 successes. That's
two
what it was.
successes.
Okay.
I have a crit and 1 failure.
Okay, so I'm going to say you beat her. Are you trying to damage her at all? Hurt her at all?
I'm trying to slow her down, but not necessarily harm her. Other than that,
Okay.
slow her down in a manner that she can recover from if necessary.
Sure. I'm gonna say that. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, so if you don't like this, tell me if you want to change it. I'm gonna say that
Okay.
you slice your knife along her rib cage, so she doubles over in pain as you're able to run by.
That'll work.
But you're going to take 1 point of damage. And you hear guards coming around the corner, but before that happens, you're going to see electricity shooting. Well, let's see if he actually does it right.
I'm in danger.
6, 12, 13 points. I'm going to need you to roll, Grim, resolve and... Actually, let's have you roll resolve and subterfuge.
How many successes do you just get? There's a decent chance I wouldn't be able to pass
12,
this.
13.
Damn.
Resolve. Okay, I need lots of crits here then.
It's possible.
3. So 3 crits and 2 successes.
3 quits and 2 successes. So
I don't think that's
2,
enough.
4, 6, 8, 9,
No.
10. Oh, you're so close. Do you want to re-roll any of your fails?
I only had 1 failure.
Oh, dang. Okay. So you see lightning shoot out from the light sources above your heads. They're causing darkness to be around you now as the lights have shattered and glass falls to the floor as lightning shoots to you and to the masked man. You take 3 points of damage. Let me roll for the other guy. Where he takes... Oh, no.
He
2,
dies,
3,
doesn't he?
6 points of damage, so that's half, so that's 3.
Is he Kentucky Fried?
Yeah, not quite, but he's very crispy. He's very crispy.
I just like, it wasn't supposed to be like this.
But
Is
you're...
he crispy enough for the werewolves to sniff him out?
Oh, 100%. I'm
Oh,
going to roll
Oh
for you.
no!
Oh, shit. 1, 2,
He's
3,
on his own!
4, 5,
Oh no!
6. So werewolves have full statted out on perception.
Just
Werewolves are scary.
1, 2. We got 4 crits and 3 successes. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15
Christ.
points. You know exactly where they are.
one werewolf tells the rest. I have the scent. Prepare for the hint.
Arrgh! And then
Just a whole
So-
lot of howling goes on.
Victoria
yes.
is outside.
Oh, she would hear the howling.
She's been watching this place for a couple days. You know,
Mm-hmm.
time is insignificant to a fae.
Sure.
So how much of this ruckus is she hearing?
She hears the
Yes.
howling. She heard the gun. Wait, did he fire off a gunshot? No, I don't think he actually
No.
fired a gun. He heard.
Not yet.
Lightning,
Yeah,
electricity.
I wouldn't say
And the alarms.
the alarms you're hearing before they cut off, the howling.
Right.
I don't know if you would hear a smoke grenade or. I don't know.
No,
if
if
you
you
heard
heard that
from
from outside, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Probably permanently.
I would like to. Has it rained recently at all?
Ankh or no Ankh?
Ankh.
Yep, it has.
Okay. Are there any puddles on the ground?
Absolutely.
I would like to choose a decently sized puddle,
Oh.
and I would like to attempt to create a window so that I may see what all the ruckus is about. And if possible, I would like to direct my weaving towards the agent of the prince.
Okay, I'm gonna say that there are no mirrors here, but there's lots of broken glass shards on the ground. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that one of those large glass shards are just kind of leaning against the wall. You're able to see a reflection like right here to see everything.
Oh, fantastic. When you say everything in the hall?
I'm gonna say everything from this point to down here.
There is a map. I'm sorry, can you ping that
Here,
again?
and to right there. So you'll be able to see when the guards come around the corner, and you'll be able to see, like, right in front of this door if the Archbishop ever gets past his saves.
Okay. Hmm. Um.
I see that there are guards on the way from the where the werewolves are
Yes.
to their goal.
Yes.
How would the guards react to a pack of vicious dogs?
You know, they don't
What
have
the
a lot. They have 2 and 2. Let's see how they do. Oh,
I bet
they
they're either running or
all
attacking.
failed. So they probably wouldn't react really great to it. They know that there's werewolves in here, but they might think that there's been no word to the guards that this is happening. So they might think that they're breaking out, and that could be what triggered the alarms.
They
Plot
are
twist.
That's
ringed
going
around
to
the
be
Pope,
unfortunate.
There's guards here. The Pope is down here. He's on his way down to you guys. But these are where the other guards are.
Making
Are
my
the
way
guys?
downtown,
Are,
killing guards. What?
are the ring around the Pope? That's all the werewolves, right? So
No,
wouldn't
those are
that's
No,
not?
that
those are guards.
the
Oh,
actual
those are the
dogs are
guards.
werewolves.
Oh, okay. I see the dogs now. I'm sorry.
The twist.
With the twist.
Look at twist.
Check my
Um.
DMs.
Let's see. I feel like I can do something, but I'm not entirely for sure what yet. Oh, it's dark in there,
Yes, it is dark.
but I can see. I think.
Absolutely. You can see there's dim light, I'd say.
Okay. I would argue that I can see in dim light pretty well. Hmm. None of those would be particularly helpful. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I think I need to think about this. For the moment, she's just going to watch
Okay.
and wait.
For the gas mask man, he's going to try shooting at you. He's got his gun trained at you. Felix is sort of in the way. He's gonna walk towards.
Well, not Victoria. No, not for the nun. Because
Right.
I sliced and ran past. Remember?
Oh, you ran past him. Okay, then I'm.
'Cause I was doing that to be able to take the nun and then just booking it to the library, leaving the
Okay.
child unharmed.
Sure. He's going to point the gun at Vesta and is going to roll. I would like you to roll dexterity and athletics to try to evade it. That was a 1.
Oh, geez. I don't have anything in athletics. Oh, but that's 2 successes.
Not a problem. As you see a bullet, or you hear a bullet crash into the wall behind you as he attempts to run past you after firing.
I'm gonna try and shank him if he's running past.
Sure, absolutely. Give me a weaponry, actually a weaponry and dexterity. And he is going to try to.
Oh yikes! That's 3 failures.
Same for me too. I guess you just both fail. So I'm gonna say that he crashes into the wall trying to evade you, and is stumbled. Thomas is now. Miguel, what are you up to?
As the puppers go up to those guards, I want one of them to just scream out, "El obispo se ha mandato a eliminar un cierto Felix," or just saying that the bishop has sent us to eliminate a certain Felix.
The Pope.
Let's see if they believe you.
Oh,
The
it was the
Pope.
Pope? I thought it was a bishop.
No, the bishop is
No,
currently
no.
bleeding out on
Right.
the ground.
His Eminence
apologize.
has sent you.
Uh,
There's a difference.
You see them all. They all. I rolled for one, and they all succeeded. So they all make room for you, and you see them with their weapons drawn, pointed. Have you gone through the door yet, Felix?
Yes, I'm booking us top speed, like crashing through the door, not trying to be subtle about it, just running.
Sure. They make room for you, Daniel. You're making your way down. Still?
Have we made it to where Felix was at before?
Yes, I would say you have. You are
Right as we get up to the front door, am I still seeing smoke?
Yeah, a little bit trailing out. Yes.
I'm
He-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, forgive me. He'll go and he'll motion to one of the guards. He'll grab him by the scruff of his uniform. The Archbishop. Find him.
Yes.
And if he's alive, make sure that he is well. He goes, he tosses him to him, and he'll turn to the others. Does he see?
100% you see what's going on in front of you.
So Vesta's probably bent over a little bit, but she's like she's probably clutching her stomach a bit, but she's going to chase after those guys. Or wait, is the gas mask guy still there?
He's right next to you. Like, he crashed against the wall while trying to evade your attack.
Oh,
it's,
okay.
if
Can
it's
I
like
like
that,
body him against the wall and try and get him to drop his gun and maybe stab him?
I would actually like to do something. If I got to see him
Sure.
there standing by her,
Sure.
I would like to go and take that gun, and as he's pulling it, that same rosary that he had on his wrist,
Uh-huh.
wrap it around that gun like that, and I want to go and take a shot at the one in the gas mask.
It's unfortunate that you don't have any firearm.
Really?
No, I didn't think the Pope would have firearm.
No shame.
You got a success. Let's see how he does. He
Go
is
first.
not going to be rolling. He's going to be rolling at disadvantage since he's on the ground. As you do that, he leaps up to his feet and tries to run in through the door. As Vesta is following.
I want to like try to body him up against the wall
Give
and maybe stab him.
first. Let's do the body slam. Let's do strength and let's do athletics, which you don't have any athletics. So let's do just strength.
Protect the sister. Do not let her get hurt.
I have one single die of strength. Oh, but that's an 8. I
He-
got a success.
He completely
success.
failed. So
Nice.
so roll me your weaponry and your dexterity for your attack.
I
Grim.
sleeper
Well, that-
should do-
Grim.
That's one success.
Go ahead, Grim.
Ex-
You first.
Excellent. As you've been in there for a while, I'm going to need 3 rolls from you. I'm going to need wits or a manipulation. I will allow either or because this is a type of thinking in the mind of a criminal. And streetwise.
Manipulation and streetwise it is.
There you
Is
go.
there a
What
mirror?
do I need to meter
in-
beat?
Definitely. You needed 4.
Is there a mirror in the library?
Yes.
You got a 4.
Excellent.
All right,
You found it on the
Yes.
first
tried
one.
to.
You don't even have to bother with the other ones. You have found a door that is slightly askew. It's a bookshelf, like it looks like it's supposed to be open. You can probably tell that the gas masked man came through here.
Is this the same library that I went to before that had the big book in the center?
No, that was on the other side.
Okay.
It's very similar layout though.
Also,
I
as I'm
Go
going
ahead.
through the door, do I see the gas mask being like basically body slammed through the door?
Yes, you.
Because if so, as I part out, I attempt to throw my dagger at her.
Yeah, you can do that before you
I would
actually
like
step
that
through the
while
door.
the
Yes.
body slam is happening,
Yes.
2 of the dogs to bite off the hands of Gas Map Guy.
Nope,
Oh.
I'm gone. He's on his own.
I'm gonna say
So one-
before you're gone,
One
Miguel is gonna
Poochie
get a
there and one
turn.
Poochie there.
Oh
Yeah.
god, there's so much. I need so many more dice for wolves. Strength.
4.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Werewolves are fucking terrifying.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4. I got. It's alright. My hands aren't big enough.
You just need one of those fuckers to take out a small group of vampires.
So that's a critical. Oh, we didn't do so good. We got a critical, a second critical,
Ain't
6, 7, 8, 9 for the first one. For the second one,
I would like to think that if you're biting someone's hands off, it's worse for the person if you don't do a critical.
Oh. And I got it. I got an 8 on the other one. So let's see for him. He's not gonna be. He only has 4 dice.
Yikes.
2 for the first one. 1 for the second one. Oh god, as this happens,
This man is not having a good day.
his day is over. His day is over as he starts to bleed out.
I do want to mention,
Yes.
as this happens, and as the sister bodies him, and as these creatures run up and literally begin to tear him apart, I want the Pope to walk up with the most calmest stride.
Absolutely.
And as he does, he'll put one hand on one of the werewolves that is actually actively chewing on this thing. And he'll whisper to them, "You've earned it. Bruno, take him for your own." And he'll just look up at the sister. "There are more than one hound inside of the Vatican."
I'm running. Like I hardly wait for him to get the words out of his mouth. As soon as I see that the 2 werewolves are there and have him in hand,
you jump over his body.
I'm like, they have this handled. I'm after Felix.
She's so
Quite disarmed.
persistent.
So Miguel, do any of them go into the room after Vesta?
So the 2 that have it by the hands just drag him out of the way and start enjoying their meal.
Oh, lovely.
The other 3 are going to go into the room and continue their mission.
Sounds
Jesus Christ.
Gonna fire up the Vatican Pope.
So, do I see a way that it looks like Felix would have went?
He left the door wide open for you.
All right, I'm
he
going after him.
Just steps through.
I'd say one of the werewolves just looks at you, Vesta, and says, "We have the scent."
Get him. Hunt the bastard down.
The werewolves lead the charge.
Okay, I'm going to need
I am running.
Yes, I'm going to need 3 rolls from you guys opposing each other. The first one is going to be for you, Grim. I'm going to need stamina and I'm going to need athletics. And I will roll for the 3 werewolves. I will roll all 3 of them as one party.
What, do I need to meet or beat? I guess I won't know.
I'll let you know as soon as I roll.
Are we outside yet?
I'd say yes, you are outside. 1, 2,
so,
3. A 4. You have to beat a 4.
5. Let's see. 5 successes. Yeah.
Okay. Do you what?
Do I see Felix?
You see Felix.
Outside?
You see Felix, and you see werewolves chasing after him.
I am running, yippee.
And Vesta, I assume.
Yes. Oh yes, Vesta was following. She wasn't letting the werewolves go get him. Okay, then yes.
I mean, yeah, she's involved. She's determined.
Yes, you need to beat a 3, Francis, Grim.
Wait, the same type of roll?
Yep.
Got a 4.
Victoria
4
is-
7s, actually.
Oh,
What?
oh. Yes,
kidding.
Victoria.
Oh.
Is this a good or bad?
No,
Wait,
it's an
Victoria?
amazing. Victoria, what are you
Vi-
doing? Or Vesta?
Victoria sees this party of strange creatures. The one who is clearly human,
Uh-huh.
the werewolves, and the last, the nun.
Mm-hmm.
And she assumes that that one is the prince's man because of
Yes.
I am running.
she is going to use a spell.
Okay.
The spell is called Waylaid Traveler.
Uh-huh.
And it is going to cause the werewolves and Vesta to become hopelessly lost.
Ooh.
I just like to think they start going in circles.
Man, that's gonna really suck because you just got 12, 18, 24 points in running, Miguel. So you're gonna be running 24 points in circles, possibly?
The werewolves start chasing their own tails, and they don't know why.
It causes a target so here's what she does. She waits until the moment that Grim or that Felix turns a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like does something to break eyesight with between those two, like goes around a tree, goes around a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment is when she casts her spell. And so it looks like Felix is completely gone. It causes a target to wander around in circles until the effects fade at the next sundown.
Whoa. Is there a save at all or no?
Oh,
That's great.
shit.
This just happens, right?
The target won't wander off cliffs or otherwise knowingly tread on anything dangerous, but they are subject to any hidden traps or, a nest of adders like anyone else. It says I need to roll Dusk and Wits.
Okay.
The difficulty is the target's willpower.
Oh. Okay.
Up to 6 people can be affected at once.
Okay.
1 per success.
So, willpower. Let me get the werewolf's willpower. Well,
I want you to know that as this is happening and they begin to run around in circles, the Pope is just going to sit down in the library, turn to
It's-
Bruno. Do you have a light there?
It's not actually like
I've been in a
dog
cell.
chasing. It's not actually like dog chasing their tail in a circle. It's more like they become hopelessly lost, and are just turning circles and don't recognize where they are at all, even if they're like in their home territory.
oof.
Son of a bitch.
So, the head pack werewolf has 8 willpower. All of the others have
Okay.
4.
Okay.
That's still gnarly.
Victoria
That's
has 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what did I say? Dusk and Wits.
Yes.
Oh.
Felix, you have a guardian angel.
let's see if Satan is on their side. And
Better dead than red.
Ooh,
That was a lot of clickety clacks.
that was a lot of clickety clacks. Okay.
That's fine. Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Okay,
clickety clack,
so
everyone
his is an 8
Yes.
and theirs are 4.
Correct.
Is Bruno outside or is Bruno with the Pope?
He's with the Pope.
Oh,
he
Bruno.
sent in.
He's. I guess
Isn't
he's
he?
with the Pope.
Then all of the ones
Bruno's
that are.
just a werewolf.
Oh no, he's a
Mhm.
head. He was the pack one that he spoke to.
He's the pack leader.
He's the pack leader.
Oh, okay. Then I guess you didn't ask Bruno first for a lighter.
Oh,
You asked
I was
Chico.
I was asking one of the other werewolves. Do you have a light?
Okay,
let's lose
so
them.
how many wolves are outside?
There should just be the
There's
3, right?
there's 3 that went on to chase Felix, and 2 that stayed behind with the Pope and are enjoying a meal. A man meal.
Man, Pia.
Men.
Sandwich.
Okay. I used some inspiration to reroll some die,
Okay.
which gave me 2 extra successes. So I have 6 successes.
So all but Bruno. How did Vesta do?
I didn't even roll Vesta.
Okay.
I mean, her willpower is a 2, and it's
fair.
not. The difficulty is the target's willpower. I don't think that's you rolling the willpower. I think I just need to beat the willpower.
Okay. So everyone but
If I'm-
Bruno is affected by this.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you have a 24 speed right now. Grim, I need you to roll intelligence and awareness.
Gonna get you. Bruno's gonna get you.
Weirdness, you say?
Yes.
To shreds, you say? That's why I need to meet or beat.
You're gonna need a 3. This one's a little tough.
2 10s and 9.
Nope.
2 10s and 2 9s.
You make it,
So,
no
yes.
problem. You find that there's a bush nearby, and you do see a parcel in there that's wrapped up in cloth.
But werewolf,
Mm.
can I do a run by and I grab it and continue running? Okay,
Absolutely.
I
Give
do
me
a drive by on feet.
stamina and
Drive-by.
athletics.
But do I need to meet or beat?
This one's gonna be simple. It's just gonna be a 2. But you're going up against his 24, so
3 successes and 1 crit.
okay. So I'm gonna
How far away are we from?
let's say he's
building?
there and Bruno's
I have no idea.
there. Let's say like that.
I am massive compared to the
we-
werewolf.
Are
Look
we
at me.
within visible range?
Oh, definitely.
I would like for this werewolf to slow down
Oh,
just slightly
yep. You can do that.
and give him a chance. And when we are a good distance away, I want him to pick up the pace and stop Felix.
Oh man.
Just pin him.
You're
Not
not
bite him or hurt him or anything.
actually. Before you do that,
Gingerbread man.
when you start to slow down,
Oh
a
no.
Wait,
fog
there's more.
rolls up.
And what does a fog do to a dog?
I mean,
Gets it wet?
Actually, you can smell.
Exactly.
So you got 5 and 3, 4, 5, and a 2.
You're hitting me with a visual impairment.
Ooh.
yeah.
You got a 3.
Where did it go?
How? Ankh or no Ankh?
Who are you asking?
Miguel.
Me or him?
Miguel.
Ankh. Always Ankh.
Always on.
Always
yes.
Ankh. So you are able to suss out that he's somewhere in this range. You don't know exactly where he is from this distance. He could have weaved, but you know the direction he went.
Fast enough. I go for him. Full speed now that there's a fog in between us and the church.
Absolutely.
How big is this werewolf?
Oh, are you in full true form or part man, part werewolf?
Which one's faster?
Full werewolf. I'd have to get
Like,
more dice if you're in full werewolf.
You're basically a dire wolf.
Can I still talk when I'm in full werewolf?
Yes.
Then
Murder.
yes, that.
Okay, let me
I
get
beg
more
you, don't
dice.
murder me.
Let's see.
2,
This
3.
is done.
Direwolf song is prevalent for this too.
This is very yes.
Because
I
the
don't.
direwolf.
My hands are not big enough for all the dice.
Jesus.
How dare
Yeah.
you bring a werewolf to a
1,
knife fight?
2,
Have
3,
you no
4,
shame?
5, 6,
No, no shame at all.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 29.
Oh,
Can I possibly beat that? I don't think I can.
I don't think you got the dice for it, buddy.
Can I throw a dagger to like hurt his paw and slow him
Oh
down?
yeah, go ahead and try. Absolutely. It's gonna be
There
dexterity
is
and
there is a fog.
yeah.
But he said he's going full speed towards me, so I'm assuming I
Oh,
see
so
him
you're
coming at
waiting
me.
until he's out of the fog?
No, I'm booking it, but if I'm glancing back as I'm booking it, if I see him get out of the fog, I'm gonna quickly throw it and then continue running.
It's gonna be a hard one, but yeah, dexterity and melee.
What do I need to beat or beat?
It's gonna be a 6. Because you're
Okay.
running while doing this and looking behind you.
Crits or bust? A crit and 3 successes.
So 3.
Nope.
Nope, not
I
enough.
think that's only 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't need that dagger anyway. Good news, everyone! You have the blood of the Archbishop near you now.
Victoria, you see this werewolf like leap up and tackle Grimm's character, and he's clinging on to this item in his arms, and the werewolf is just hovering over him, baring his teeth.
I want the werewolf to tell him, "Give me one good reason to let you live. I need out of here. If you can help me with that, then we both live.
Oh.
If you can't, then I'll kill you right now."
I have connections. I have a way out. If you wish to follow me and part ways once we leave the Vatican, that is fine with me.
Lead the way.
Oh shit!
But if you double cross me, I'll eat you.
I think. Do I actually know any of my?
Yeah, you would have an escape plan. I would hope you would have an escape plan.
Like, don't show you. I'm just playing it for a fool. Then I die. It's like, wait, you have an escape plan, right?
Yeah, you would.
I mean,
It's like, wait, you're
with that-
faster than me.
Oh my god.
with that being said, there's really not anything that we can do to stop them.
No.
as they walk, the fog parts before them.
Aww.
I'm like, by the way, neat trick. How'd you do that?
Which
In-
part? I'm a fucking dog.
Let's jump back to the Pope.
If possible, and as the Pope begins to realize that Bruno has jumped ship, he'll turn to the others, the werewolves that are there. He'll look at the guards.
For what it's worth, Vesta has not come back, and whatever other werewolves have
The
not
2
come
other
back either.
werewolves.
They're lost. They're lost. They'll show up at sunset.
He
Wait, but-
literally just stops He looks at the guards.
Idiots.
and he'll communicate to them. Pull everyone back.
You see a guard nod his head. With that, we're actually going to jump to Grim. Do you part ways when you go to meet the prince?
Oh yeah, I'd definitely part ways before then. I want no part of this werewolf being my potential employer.
That is
Yeah.
very fair. We're gonna.
Like, I don't know the most about a cult, but even the basic stories say werewolves and vampires not get along.
Correct. We're gonna use the mind's eye. As you get on board, you see the werewolf just run off in the distance, leaving his compatriots behind.
Like, be seeing ya.
Lone wolf, baby.
And then you are at the prince's. I'm assuming, Victoria, you are following the entire time covertly, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
I
don't
the
notice
fog
anyone
dropped
following me.
So the fog doesn't follow them. By the way, it just covers them while they're leaving.
sure.
But as soon as they're out of sight of the Vatican, that's it.
Sure.
But Victoria follows.
Manipulation and subterfuge to keep yourself, or I would even allow gramarye if you wanted to use magic, to do that.
Okay.
I'll be at high alert at this point about paranoia being followed.
Absolutely.
Like, what would I roll?
You're going to be rolling wits and streetwise.
You should have kept the werewolf with you.
No, I'd rather be knows to be being followed, be pinned to the stove, than have a werewolf eat my boss.
I wouldn't count on that.
Well, try to eat my boss.
So
But-
has your
got it.
arrived?
Not yet.
Like-
What
Got
you get?
3.
3, and what you get?
7.
Oh, you have not spotted your tail. You're not even aware that you have a tail. As you walk up, the coordinates
Like,
that you get to that you were given a completely different building than it was before. This one is far more grand. It looks like it used to be an old bank. As you walk in, you see the same lady that you met outside of the other, the secretary that you met before. Oh, you're back.
Smiling. I told you I would be.
I guess I
Is your
lost.
boss in?
I lost the bet. I'll bring him to you.
Bet.
Yeah, we thought you were going to die. And she just walks off.
It's so cheerful about
smile.
it. I love it.
It's like when I
Are
get
there, any,
turned.
are there any mirrors in there?
Oh, 100% there are.
Okay, I'm watching.
Like the entire room, like there's glass chandeliers everywhere. There's like you can get any reflective surface that you wanted in here.
It's lit up like a disco.
So as you go up the elevator to the grand office, what do they see?
Oh, his personal office?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you see what looks to be very old, but very well maintained, semi-erotic nude statues just decorating the hall leading up to a very big maple desk. With like a huge window behind it that has the look of the city. And see him there, large man, tailored suit, just kind of staring out the window, holding his hands like this. And to the storyteller, have I heard how this went?
No, you've heard that there were alarms ringing.
That's all I need.
Yeah. So, Your Eminence, I have him.
Yes. What you followed?
Are there mirrors in this room?
Yes, definitely.
Not that I could
That
tell.
would be. I told. Do you at least have the book?
Yes. You could have warned. It's like, were you aware that the Vatican had werewolves at their beck and call? It complicates things, you know.
You were not aware.
Also, then I describe the true fakes. I had no idea what they were. It's like I take out on my own book of notes and it's like, here are the notes of putouts I've seen. In case there are other things you're unaware of. Well, in case you would like to know.
You're very extremely interested about the true fact.
He's trying to poker face, but there's a slight tension that you can see.
I'm just like,
They defile my house with these things. A pretender sits on the throne, my throne, and this is how. And you, I told you discreetly. Please tell me you at least have the book.
I hand you both my notes
He
and
snatches-
the book itself.
He snatches them way faster than somebody his size probably should be able to.
It's like, as I said, werewolves complicate things.
You have no idea. And he's just kind of looking at you. Did you see him? The pretender, one who calls himself Pope, sits on the throne. Said,
Yes, I have. He has a holier than thou art attitude, if you will.
of course he does. He wants a church covered in dirt, but all he has done is smeared it in shit.
And he's
It was different when I ran it.
as you will. Was it so I take it as uncommon for popes to have werewolves on these other things at their beck and call. Is this a
Mentioning it would have gotten you face down in the river, friend. And I think it's about time. And he's calling like his people should be coming in by now.
You see 4 people come in. The prince identifies each of them. One is a detective, one is a sheriff, one is a lady where her skin is just sagging off of her face. She identifies herself as the Mystique Oracle, and then the other one is the secretary again.
And we're doing the thing, right? You know what I mean?
like I kneel before them, or I see was my understanding of what etiquette would dictate.
Sure. You see him awkwardly kneel down before them.
Oh, actually, before I do that, would I know what etiquette would dictate in this case? Since I do have one thing in etiquette.
Absolutely. Roll me wits and etiquette.
But do I need to beat? That's only 3 dice I have to roll.
You're gonna need 3.
I got 1. Like I kneel down as if to like in the way you see people kneel before the altar, but before the prince, because I'm like, see, I get.
You see the lady like, she makes me laugh. I want him.
Puts hand up.
Ugh.
I say nothing, just knowing it's above my station.
And
Can I break in?
Absolutely.
So, I didn't think to tell you this before, but I think that I would definitely have one of my sprites handy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The other is at home, but I think I did bring this one with me because they usually hang out in the mortal realm. This is going to be Who, which is a formless specter who is it looks like anyone else would see a floating skull hovering, and sometimes they would see like little ghostly hands, maybe similar to a ghastly, but ghastlies don't have skulls. So I want to call out for Who to join me.
Not a problem. They're joining you outside or joining you inside?
What do you mean?
Like, are you inside the building when you call them forward, or are they outside the building?
I think I am on the top of the building.
Okay.
Not inside,
Okay.
but outside on top, as long as there's not any guards on the
No.
top of the building.
No.
But I'm probably on the top of the building, and at this point, I have probably acquired something that's reflective.
Yeah.
Either found a mirror, or
Absolutely.
or there's a pedal again, or some something. And my choice would be something that's of nature, or like unworked silver but very polished.
Okay.
So I have that, and I'm watching, and yeah, so I want to call Who to come to me. And
does he have the teleport spell too, I believe?
I don't know. I would say that it's possible.
Let's just say he does for story's sake. You see him little portal open up and him just kind of float on out.
Okay.
Right.
Who?
Hello.
Look at this funny little ritual. I think they're about to do a vampire staining, perhaps.
Ooh, there's gonna be so much blood.
There might. And we're gonna keep watching for now.
Excellent. So back to the prince.
Yeah. Like
Actually,
go ahead.
and before you turn, since I honestly didn't mention this, I think for as it's happening, I say, "Oh yeah, boss. There's also
Prince.
Prince. There's also this kid can make light, could apparently control the water and such. Make lightning come, mess with water, mess with lightning electricity. Never seen it before.
It's not gonna be a
I-
hard
I
roll.
did.
Yeah,
I
I know,
mention his name.
that's-
I think my character remember his name, but I
That's not a
personally
hard-
don't.
Absolutely. Thomas Skylar,
Go on, sorry.
you would absolutely know that this was a mage.
Yeah, I was about to say, he wouldn't care who it is, but what it is going to be very interesting to him.
I would inform him of the name, which escaped me.
Sure, it's Thomas.
No, I meant his last name too, because I heard his full name.
I believe it's Skylar. I'd have to check that.
Yeah, it's like Thomas.
Oh
Thomas
no,
Schuyler was
Thomas Gillian.
Skylar was
the
mom.
mother's
Thomas
name.
Yeah, Thomas Killian, my prince.
And, like signaling us somebody to take that name down.
You see the secretary writing everything down.
You see, this is difficult. You have made a horrible mess, but you have proven useful. If you hadn't brought me this, I would have had you thrown out the window by now. Suicide's tragic. But
It happens.
on
Cost a few in the past.
on my word, on my family's name, as a Borgia, I will spare you. But this never happened. And, like signals at somebody, and they know what it means.
We will fade to black as
Was this around the time I lose my memory and such?
yes, you will wake
Oh,
up.
he won't give my book back. It's like he's not giving my notebook back.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm like, wait a second, damn, I want that notebook back. Like, damn it, knew I forgot something important.
So for those of us that joined us later in the episode, we had Felix finally escaped because of Victoria and the amazing powers that she had, and throwing monkey wrenches in. Thank you so much for playing our werewolves that were attacking, and playing our Pope, and playing Vesta, and playing our Borgia, our Prince Borgia.
Yep, Rodrigo Borgia.
So thank you so much. We will be back. Let's see. The next
8th?
time we will be back is the 8th. Be sure to join us for this Thursday, where we're having our D&D one-off by DMs by Miguel. It's our Halloween special. So, and we will see you next time. Everyone say bye!
Bye.
Bye.
You guys did so freaking great.
The funny part was, honestly, it just dawned on me right then. I'm like,